덕구! 안녕하세요, 덕구입니다. 불과 며칠 전에 2.4 패치 미리 보기가 공개되었습니다. 이미 개발자 업데이트 스트리밍 이후 며칠이 지났기 때문에 많은 분들이 패치 내용을 다 아실 것 같은데요. 그래서 이번 영상은 개발자 업데이트 스트리밍 Q&A 세션만 내용을 번역하고 정리를 해봤습니다. 영상 시간 관계상 이번에 포함된 Q&A는 제 기준에서 정말 필요한 것만 픽을 하여 제작되었으니 참고하시고요. 그럼 긴 말 필요 없이 바로 본론으로 들어가죠. Let's go.
All right. Well, I've got a slew of questions if you are ready. I've got some I've pulled myself, many I've pulled from the community. We can try and rapid fire through some, whatever you want to do.
Yep. Rapid fire would be goal.
Okay.
I know we ate up a lot of time, so.
Yeah, sorry. Number one, Diablo clone. Number one asked question.
Yeah. It's a good one just to get out of the way right now.
Get it out of the way.
Yeah. If we're all playing Diablo 2 Resurrected right now, we know that declone is one of those things that is just a real pain to deal with. And you have to go through a massive amount of loops and almost a secret society just to actually see a declone itself. So this is something that we are actively looking at to redesign in such a way that it'll bring it to the larger audience in an easier way.
Awesome. Love it. That's great. Number two, more character slots, especially with ladder coming. I'm already at 20 slots, and we have hardcore, softcore, hardcore ladder, and softcore ladder.
No plans right now, but we'll keep listening. Really, that comes down to us figuring out, do we have space for all of these things? And yes, there's always more space.
I will buy the space,
but it's not. I need
the slots.
It's not just like we wave a hand. It's like, oh, it'll just work. And so yeah.
It's one of those things when we transition from legacy to the new BattleNet system. Before, you can make endless amount of accounts, right? So realistically, the eight players that you can make before or whatnot,
right?
It can be unlimited, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's a little bit different database wise and stuff like that. But I think we increased it to what? Is it 18 as of right now?
20.
20 at 20. Okay, so 20. We can feedback wise, we can definitely investigate further.
Okay. You talked about more rune words in future ladders. Are you also trying to look at more 2.4 like patches in these future ladders as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. So right now, I'm gonna go back to what I said before, going in stages, right? Stage one, get the game out, make it as good as possible to set the stage for ladder. Mm-hmm. Stage two is PTR. I wanna get the point across that this game hasn't changed since 1.13C, I believe, right? 11 years.
11 years.
This is a massive amount of changes going in. So what we want to do is get this right? Get this first one correct. Listen to all the feedback that we've received, make the correct changes that make sense for the game, and then think about what's next. So as of right now, that's our stance.
Okay. What change are you most excited to see?
I mean, I think the biggest change is that there's change. What the fuck? And I know that that's kind of a canned answer, but
it's very canned.
It sounds canned, but I literally just pulled it out of my butt right now.
You made my question seem more canned. We didn't set this up.
Sorry.
You like sunny days? I like blue skies.
I like blue skies.
So to go in with something that's become so established that we have such an established meta going on, and to essentially take the anthill and shake it up and watch the community rebuild, that right there is the thing I'm most excited about. And these, while granted we're not completely revamping things, but there is a healthy amount of changes where it should have significant ripples with what the meta is. Foundational game in action RPGs, right? It's kind of unheard of. It's this game is 20 years old. We just updated it. There's now new meta. So super exciting.
From my standpoint, it's just martial arts assassin. I think I'm super hyped for, and then bigger change like casting delays. I think casting delays are going to be
that'll be very massive for it.
Massive hit.
Rune words.
There you go.
Those are the biggest changes. These people haven't seen them all yet. and I think they're gonna freak out.
Is that Adam number 1 talking or Adam 2 talking?
That's Adam number 1.
Oh, that's
number
Adam
1 forever.
More stash tabs?
Stash tabs are like
common question.
Again, you know, like I guess it's like the characters, the space.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
it's a game about collecting.
It's like the goldfish will always grow to the size of the bowl you put it in, you know. But I mean, so stash tabs are different than inventory space. Inventory space is very, very pivotal to how the whole loop of the game works. But the stash tab, that's something that I think we'll always have these discussions hey, stash tabs, hey, you know, like.
Yeah,
but not today.
Okay, not today. Okay.
Well,
not today at least.
You'll get 3 temporary stash tabs at the end of ladder that you can't put anything in.
Yeah, that's fun, I guess.
There's conversations internally, like, you know, how Diablo 3 does it. When you complete your seasonal journey, you unlock a stash tab, right? Like, that's a really cool thing, and that's interesting to us. But as of right now, we're not doing anything with it. But again, there's avenues to take in the future.
Okay. Any possibilities of changes to crafting?
I mean, it's a tricky question. Yes, there's always possibilities. Nothing planned right now.
Nothing planned. That's fine.
But
yeah. Okay.
But there are new Herodric Cube recipes.
Care to explain?
Yeah, actually, trying to remember exactly how to word it. It's an ability that you could do with certain items, but now you can do with lower level items. I'm trying to remember. Look it up.
Upgrading.
Yes.
Okay,
We're allowing upgrade tiers and set.
Yeah, you can end up upgrading tiers of set items with the new cube recipes.
So those are the cube recipes that we have right now. So stacking of runes or currencies. And loot filters. Those are the 2 questions.
Okay, so we can talk about 2 of these. The stacking of, like, you know, gems or rune words or other things, like, you know, can I stack them in my inventory? No, we probably won't ever allow that. Can you stack them in a special stash tab? Like, this is my rune word stash tab, right? Yeah. Those are conversations that do happen, but it's also happening at the same time when it's like, will there be more stash tabs? And so, like, that, I think we would probably raise those questions up, because obviously the goal is you only have so much space and you have so much stuff. If we let that stuff stack, well, maybe we don't need to give you another stash tab because you now have stacking. Like, it's in that conversation. We don't have anything right now.
Honestly, if you gave a currency tab, I think everybody would stop complaining about stash tabs.
Most likely.
They'd be done. They'd be like, we're done. We're good. Just that's my thoughts.
And then you had another big question,
loot
and
filters.
That was the loot filter. Yeah. So loot filters actually has been talked about for a very, very long time. And one of the tricks is that, like, if we do loot filters, if we did, like, pretty much the lowest of the low, like, just don't show me anything below this level. Like, there are, even at high end play, there are times where you want to see low end stuff.
Right.
And the problem was, we're like, okay, if we're going to do loot filtering, we probably want to do it better than just only show me, you know, this rarity.
Yeah, and I mean, I think having, like, some of the mods have, where you can literally write kind of your own script of how it shows it.
Right.
And we agree that that's the right way to do loot filtering, but that puts a much bigger body of work on doing it. And so it's kind of one of those, if we're going to do it, we want to do it right. And so right now, that's not on the table today. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you guys keep yelling about it.
Yeah, they just yell a lot. Yeah. Right. And so having this space where the charms are only active in the bottom 4 slots. But again, is this too much of, like, mod style, right? It's like, it's too big in my opinion, because when you don't have all of these things, it's a giant inventory. You guys are gonna maybe not like. Some of you will like, some of you won't like. And I feel like this keeps you away from town longer, which some people are like, great, I just want to fight all the time and never be in town. But to me, I don't like that. I like the idea of the way that Diablo 2 sends you back, makes you spend that time in town, healing up, selling items, getting potions, whatever it is, going back out, coming back in, like kind of back and forth, right?
Nope.
My standpoint, if I thought years and years ago when I started first playing Diablo 2 that I'd be talking 20 years later, and especially 11 years of not having any changes, having this amount come into the game and working with such passionate people and working with such passionate community is huge to the team. It's massive. We look over an abundance of feedback, whether it be videos that are made or forums or even, individual stuff that comes in from content creators. The amount of feedback is epic to us, and we really truly look at every single thing to make Diablo 2 the best game, or continue to be the best game that we can possibly make it. So it really comes down to the community. Super hyped about the PTR coming up. Please jump on, give us as much feedback as possible, and hopefully we'll see you there slaying some demons.